Toyota is a household name in the world of automobiles. However, after decades of producing internal combustion engine-powered and hybrid vehicles, the company is now giving attention to fully electric cars. The space for EVs is gradually becoming crowded, but the Japanese company has a potent weapon in its arsenal: solid-state battery. What does Toyota's solid-state battery offer, and how does it give it an edge over the competition? Stay tuned as we bring you the new solid-state battery finally revealed by Toyota. Experts predict a boom in electric vehicle sales, and all automakers are scrambling to secure the biggest slices of the pie for themselves. This mad dash includes both new entrants into the automotive sector and the legacy carmakers churning out automobiles for ages. The former category consists of companies dedicated to making electric cars, while the latter includes the old-timers trying to transition to making EVs exclusively. However, one thing that may set all of them on a collision course is one of the most critical components in an EV: the battery. Every EV has a battery, and virtually all modern electric cars use lithium-ion batteries with a liquid electrolyte solution. While the lithium-ion battery is an improvement over the lead-acid used by the earliest EVs, the battery has its limits. This is why many EV makers or EV battery makers spend lots of money and time making the battery better. One of them is Toyota, and has been working on a different kind of battery known as a solid-state battery. However, what exactly is a solid-state battery? Let's quickly look at a lithium-ion battery to understand what a solid-state battery is. Unlike the lead-acid and nickel metal hydrate batteries of yore, lithium-ion batteries are constructed with a liquid electrolyte to manage the flow of energy between the cathode and anode. The benefits of a lithium-ion battery include longer battery life, better performance in varying temperatures, recyclable components, and higher energy density. Energy density is the amount of energy a battery can store per unit weight. Basically, the higher the energy density, the higher the power output. As mentioned earlier, despite its many benefits, there are drawbacks to lithium-ion batteries. Although lighter than older battery technologies, its liquid insides still make lithium ions quite heavy. They also perform better when in stackable packs, which adds even more weight. Additionally, the electrolytes are flammable, can be unstable in extreme temperatures, and lead to explosions or fires if damaged or improperly charged. There's no shortage of news reports covering everything from cell phones to airplanes catching fire due to battery issues. To get solid-state batteries, you do away with the sloshing, flammable liquid electrolyte. This means both types have a lot in common. They both use lithium to produce electrical energy. They have the anode, the cathode, and the electrolyte in common. Their main difference lies in the state of the electrolyte, because while lithium-ion batteries use liquid electrolytes, solid-state batteries feature, as their name suggests, thin layers of solid electrolytes. The solid electrolyte can be composed of any number of everyday materials, like ceramics and glass. Solid-state batteries have been used in small devices like pacemakers and RFID and wearable devices for years. Having fewer bits and pieces means fewer things can go wrong. Due to the benefits of solid-state batteries, nearly every major car maker, from General Motors and Ford to BMW and Volkswagen, has announced plans to invest in solid-state battery technology. However, no one is closer to bringing solid-state batteries into the present than Toyota. The Japanese automaker has just revealed its prototype of a solid-state battery vehicle. Before we go fully into the progress Toyota has made with its solid-state batteries to be so ahead of the pack, what are the benefits of this type of battery for EVs? The first one is safety. Liquid electrolytes are volatile and flammable in high temperatures. In contrast, solid ones are more stable and reduce the risk of fire or explosion. It's worth noting that even with lithium-ion batteries, EVs do not catch fire easily. In fact, data released by Tesla shows that EVs catch fire less frequently than ICE cars, despite what the media might suggest. However, the safety of EV lithium-ion batteries is a result of extra components and sophisticated battery management solutions, which cost money and are not required with solid-state batteries. The second advantage is a combination of higher energy density and faster charging times. Increased stability means that solid-state batteries can hold up to 50% more energy than their lithium-ion counterparts, while they're expected to reach an 80% charge within 12 minutes. One more advantage of a solid-state battery is reducing weight and size. The liquid inside lithium-ion batteries makes them heavier, but the compact structure of solid-state batteries allows them to increase energy density per unit area, which means that a smaller amount of batteries is needed. Toyota has even more urgent reasons to develop its solid-state battery. The company fumbled its lead in EVs after launching the iconic Prius hybrid, which could have been a stepping stone to bigger things in EVs. Toyota decided to focus on hybrids and hydrogen fuel cells, allowing Tesla to overtake it and claim the top spot. However, the Japanese giant has fully woken up and has announced last September that it was investing more than $13 billion in battery technology, spread out between research and development and production equipment. A good chunk of it is going to its solid-state battery effort. It's not surprising that Toyota is developing its battery. Even though it might not always be in the news like Tesla with its battery, Toyota has a long-standing policy of keeping battery development and production in-house, although it utilizes partners like Panasonic. Its solid-state battery tech is no exception. How does Toyota compare with the rest in its solid-state battery development? Toyota has a prototype vehicle actually running and driving with solid-state batteries. The vehicle shown in the video appears to be a version of Toyota's LQ concept, which first debuted at the 2019 Tokyo Motor Show as an AI and self-driving demonstrator. Since then, it's had a starring role in a series of commercials for the Tokyo Olympic Games. Thus far, it was reported to be a battery electric vehicle. However, in this release, it bears a large decal announcing its all-solid-state battery. This is not a static model because the prototype was filmed driving down the road under its own power. Chief Technology Officer Masahiko Maeda revealed that Toyota first built the prototype in 2020, driving the vehicle on a test course to collect performance data. Speaking to the media, Toyota's Vice President of Mobility Communications, Shiro Takimoto, stated that, based on that data, we continued to make improvements, and in August last year, that is 2020, we obtained license plate registration for vehicles equipped with all solid-state batteries and conducted test drives. Thus far, we've seen very few examples of running, driving vehicles powered by solid-state batteries, even in prototype form. For example, Mercedes-Benz has developed the e-Citaro bus to run on solid-state cells. However, caveats in their care and maintenance keep them from being truly market-ready. Outside of that, most other manufacturers are yet to show their hands. BMW is betting heavily on the technology, promising only to reveal prototypes before 2025. Meanwhile, early proponent Fisker dropped its solid-state plans entirely earlier last year. However, Toyota has even revealed how it plans to roll out its solid-state battery. The firm's electrification strategy and powertrain boss, Thibaut Paquet, told Autocar last December that the technology will make its debut on a hybrid rather than a pure EV. But speaking with Autoline during CES 2022, the company's chief scientist and head of the Toyota Research Institute, Gil Pratt, reiterated the first Toyota with a solid-state battery will still have an internal combustion engine. He went on to say development is progressing on schedule, and the first car to do away with the lithium-ion batteries will arrive in the first half of the decade. Well, since the comments came in January 2022, it means the vehicles with Toyota's solid-state batteries will hit the market in 3 years or perhaps even sooner than that. If you are disappointed by how Toyota wants to move this way with its solid-state battery, here are the reasons first. With the current crop of electric cars still carrying a substantial premium over their gasoline equivalents, you will agree that fitting an EV with a solid-state battery would render the vehicle even more expensive. Yes, costs are likely to come down between now and 2025, but it will not be enough to make an ICE-less car with solid-state batteries feasible. For this reason, Toyota will be applying the promising tech to hybrids first, since the batteries will be smaller and therefore won't have such a big impact on the asking price. The company also sees hybrids as a test bed for solid-state batteries, since Gil Pratt explains that the charging and discharging cycles are more pronounced. Hybrids will represent a tougher test for these next-gen batteries, which will eventually be installed in EVs once product costs go down. Toyota will eventually put the solid-state battery in its performance cars, including the electrified sport model showcased by Lexus, its luxury car arm. The two-seater machine will do 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 2 seconds. Let's hear what you think of Toyota's solid-state battery in the comments section below.